My streaming is actually it's functional. Um, Welcome to Midnight Live Podcast with Reginald. I'm just trying to check if everything is functional. Wherever you are, comment. I'll be able to see, or rather hear, whatever you're wanting to say. I know that you're not asleep. I know you're out there. Your eyes are running, and yeah, you're wondering what you should do next. Come join me. This is Mr. Reginald. The Regis Show is here. If you can hear me, shout out wherever you are. If you can hear me, I'm just checking on the phone. Oh, this is actually very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Regis Show. This is a midnight show, and I'd like to invite you, wherever you are, to come and partake in this. It's a new endeavor. I've actually thought of it, or rather, wanted to have it started because I think a lot of people at this time, they're not asleep. So I'm going to be functioning and testing it out with you. I'm not quite too sure if I will be able to get the comments from all the sites that I'm streaming from. I'm on YouTube, beautiful stuff. I'm on Twitter, live there as well, and I'm on Facebook, I think, because I'm quite active on Facebook. That's where I will definitely, rather, automatically respond to the comment or anything there. Beautiful stuff. Tell me, how is this? How's the sound? How's the sound? I know that it shows me that none of you are watching. I'm trying this new thing out with you guys. If it's functional, if it's juicy stuff. I actually wanted to check the people who are. It's actually very freezing. Sitting here with a blanket. Okay. I'm wanting to check with the people who are online. Somebody on Facebook. Hello. I want to check with someone who's online at the moment. What is that thing that's bothering you at the moment? Just chat to me. There's stuff that actually do bother us as people, and I think most of the time, because we are removed from one another due to the kind of life that we live in today, which is quite individualistic. And with that being the case, we hardly support one another. I'm just checking things out here to literally be able to see if it's functional. I would love to have this kind of chats with you. I cannot hear the audio audibly, so, but I can confirm to you that this is gonna be a new thing. They would be asking, who is he talking to at night? I'm checking on Twitter if this is functional, and I will take it from there, and then I'll check again I'll check again on my YouTube if this is functional. But I love this kind of stuff, guys. It's important for us to partake into this, just take part in this technological age. You ask yourself what might be the issue. Because if you can't perfect this information age, you will be replaced. Simple as that. This is the Regis Show. That's Reginald. You're speaking to Reginald. I will be talking to you or addressing things around relationships, addressing things around men and women, because I do think that there's a lot that we need to talk about. There's a lot that we can achieve if we are able to get together and discuss. Bashing on one another will definitely hurt more of the generation that is coming after us, or in other parts of the world. So it concerns me because as a researcher on masculinity, I actually was able to play around with these worlds, and to just understand masculinity, what constitutes a real man, what makes what actually contributes in us achieving a lot of things as a generation and as a race and as a nation. There's a lot of things that are perpetuating to this struggle that we're having. We have tribalism in the background. We have migrant labors that happened back in the days of apartheid. We have a lot of things that contributed to this kind of struggle that we're faced with today. And it worries me because I think when it seems as though that we are the only race that's tarnishing their men and that is destroying one another, that is in competition. It is a scary thing to observe in the background, and actually it gets depressing as time goes by, where you start taking in the issues of the world. I wish I can just be like other guys and just get slosh, get drunk and sleep and just break every heart that I come across. But it's not in my function to do things like that. So hence you see, and quite often you see when you go around that you check my post, you check my critics. It isn't an attempt to destroy an African woman or to diminish their sense of self. I just think that we have focused too much on men and them improving themselves, and forgetting that some of the things that we are faced with, the struggle, are quite systematic. I did attempt to explain them. We have children who are brought up without fathers. We have a mental health problem. We have the economical system that is continuously excluding the black man. We still have history that's not acknowledging to the black man despite their contribution, positively so, in the family system and in the struggle and the liberation of the country. So those are the things that we have. Instead, the criticism has been coming from media and women, their own women, by the way, to diminish and literally belittle the strength that is an African man. And we therefore take criminal acts that are happening in the country as a result of a dysfunctional security system of the country. We mix that as a main issue. So those are politics that I want us to engage heavily so on, to discuss and to grow from that. And another thing that I would like us to discuss on is particularly romantic relationship. You know what? It is scary to see how we relate with one another. That's one of the scariest things that I've noticed when I was doing my master's in psychology, and my research was on romantic relationship. Just being able to see the patterns of comes to the children, you start wondering what is the future of the country, because if we don't date and if we don't marry, there won't be a family system. There will be child-headed families, which has proven to you, with the current dysfunction, it has proven to itself and to us that single-parented families do actually yield negative results. We have quite a lot of kids who, and I'm going to actually talk to you about He Emotions by T.D. Jakes. That's a very powerful sermon that I think anyone should actually listen to, and because it focuses more on a bit about how feminism has destroyed the black families, and how that is initiated for a black woman. And with that being the case, it's a bit tricky to navigate yourself in something that you have no contribution to. I mean, if we're talking about economical equality or sharing of economical power, what power are you talking about? Because a black man has never had the economical power that you are aspiring or seeking to. So you're just fighting somebody over something that he has never had before. I think when I criticize things like women empowerment, it's with that specificity to say that for that fact, I would like us to discuss on the political system, because I do think that and using the same strategy to reflect on us, because I do think when I look at the ANC that they were ready to get power, but they were never ready to maintain power. It's years and years of continuous struggle, and we are at the receiving end of the drama always. The unemployment rate is shocking. We are now in the information age, but data is continuously being troubled. And it's not that politicians don't have power to regulate data usage, or rather how the people who are selling data are supposed to sell that to the people in this country. They have every power to determine how that should go about. But you have to understand, look at the parliament. We are still using the affirmative action method to elect our ministers. You can't have a communication minister who doesn't have a computer science degree, or a finance minister who doesn't have maybe importance if the generation and the citizen of the country are continuously struggling in the name of addressing the past. If they want a particular lump sum of money, we can be able to form youth unemployment insurance, where one contribute to the mindset that we want and cultivate that. So those are the things that I think we can discuss on. I was just checking my little show, as I told you that we are going to have the registration